Our Cassavant organ was being taken down, and we knew that we had a rare opportunity to investigate the whole choir loft. It hadn't been looked at since 1958, and who knows how long it hadn't been looked at before that.
St. Mary's is in pretty good shape for a building that's 160 some years old, and so it was not, it wasn't a great place to study building degradation, but it was a good opportunity to look at a part of the building that had been neglected for the last 60 or 70 years, something like that. So we started out with just looking at the choir loft. Without the organ, there's some places where the original paint was still intact, and we were able to look around underneath the floor and find evidence of when that part of the church was constructed.
Actually, the first day we were here, we actually spent a lot of time just investigating the choir loft, and we were actually just digging under the floorboards, and there was a lot of papers and kind of prayer books that had fallen underneath, and we found a prayer book from 1892, I believe, so that gave us our first clue. If it was underneath there, then the choir loft must have been there back then, so that was our first clue to kind of give us the date of when the choir loft might have been built.
We expanded the scope of the project to include essentially the entire church. And so the students are looking at all aspects of the building in its physical form, and in looking at the windows, the stained glass windows, what we're hoping is they'll be able to find exactly when these were produced, by whom, and when they were installed in the church, since they weren't part of the church when it was first built. Yeah, the head's a good story. What is it? What's it doing back there? The mystery is, who is it? And so, in fact, some of the archival information didn't really help us out here, but there's a long description in the local paper in 1852. It talks about the heads that you can see on the walls of the nave. It says the 12 apostles and saints of the church. Okay, saints of the church are the two halves of the head. Doesn't help us very much. So the mystery there is still, okay, which female saint of the church was it? We're going to be making a silicone gel mold of the heads, both sides of the half, and then take that off so that we'll be able to cast full-scale replicas of the head. And if it turns out, like I hope, the two halves will actually fit together, and then we'll have a three-dimensional head of whoever she is.
Because of the restoration program that we have at Salve, I always thought that this place and Salve should get together for a project. They're piecing together pieces of the history of the church that would forever be forgotten. Newport's
for a small town, it's got really a remarkable amount of stuff that's great for preservation students to study.
We've got amazing architecture from the 1600s all the way up to the Gilded Age, and there's really great hands-on experience that not a lot of places could offer.
I hope that they're going to be able to say to their children even, I had a part in tracing the history of this national historic place.